Good evening and welcome to Sell Your Own Product on Amazon for Income and Lifestyle. Gosh, it seems like forever. We kind of missed last week, and I apologize for that. It was just, make a long story short, we had to put down our dog that afternoon. Maisie was 17 years old. She was rather old, and we knew she had some problems and all that. And all of a sudden, I guess she had a tumor inside, and it broke, and we took her to the vet, and the vet said she'd never survived the operation, so we ended up putting her down about later on in the afternoon. And so I just wasn't ready for last week, and so I apologize for that. But this is another week, and now the surprises, I guess, got told today. I'm going to be a grandfather again, and that's the highlight of my week. I had to tell that to you guys because, man, that is just so neat. We have... my wife and I, we've been quite proficient, I guess is what you want to call it, or something like that. But our personal family now comes up to 55 people. We had 8 kids, and they've had their kids, and I've only got one great grandchild now, so I'm looking forward to a lot more great grandchildren. But this is my my one daughter, Bethany. She surprised us this afternoon with an ultrasound picture, and so. Praise the Lord! It's another child, and I really get excited about that because that's what life's all about. If you can't enjoy your family and all that, what use is it anyway? Anyway, tell you all about that. And so, what can I say? I'm excited about tonight. As I say, it's the first one back since then, and tonight we're going to talk about Shopify. And you might think that's strange for an Amazon program. We talk about private label and all that, to be talking about Shopify, but it needs to be said because we've been doing these broadcasts for a year and a half, almost 2 years now. And the thing of it is we get in, and so we've got members of the course who have been that long, and they're to the point where they've got all kind of private label products selling on Amazon. And so the thing of it is we need to go to the next step for them. And we also we did a couple of weeks ago on a beginning subject. And so we're going to mix it back and forth. There's hard telling, but I put out what it's all about and everything. So we're going to talk about Shopify tonight, but we're going to talk a little bit about the course. And if I can get that thing, this right here, there it is. So, okay, this is the course, Sell Your Own Product on Amazon for Income and Lifestyle. It's actually the sponsor of our program right here. So one that pays the fees. We have we've got quite a few people in there, and we're just having a good time. Some of us are like I say, some of us have been doing this in the course, have been doing it for a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. Some of them just started this last week, and that's okay because the course is a lifetime course. It goes from setting up your thing all the way to promotion and that. And what we're talking about tonight is not going to apply to those people that have just joined, but it's going to apply to all you seasoned sellers out there that have been selling on Amazon and White. Got quite a few Amazon products in there, private label products in there, and they're all selling, doing good. Well, then the time comes, if you're going to promote your product, you're going to go on, then you kind of need to think about putting a brand website up. And we've talked about that maybe 2-3 months ago. We talked about establishing a brand and how important it is, and how if you're going to go with Amazon, if you're going to go with the flow with Amazon as they're branching out and going on to these other countries. And just this week, I got a invitation to sell on Amazon Mexico. I get them from EU. I get them from CA, which is Canada, and you get those and get those. So without that being said, but anyway, and I keep saying I keep changing. The videos were up to 56, 57, something like that. Doesn't make any difference because as we need new videos, we'll put it in. I put one in, not this last week, but last week we put in a new video. And as we need it, as things come up, we decide, well, a customer or one of the students will ask, well, what about this? We don't cover that in that. And if we do, then that's the time I put in a new video. So that's what it's all about. That's the thing. It's a one-time fee, and the day you day you sign up for the course, you get my personal email address and you get my personal cell phone number. So you can use, and we can call and we can keep in contact with each other and everything else. So with that being said, we're going to get off of that tonight and we're going to go over to our PowerPoint. There we go. And this is the PowerPoint for tonight. Amazon sellers using Shopify. And like I say, to some of you guys starting out, this won't make sense. But some of you guys that have been selling for a long time, it's going to make a lot of sense, because anytime you can promote your product, that's what it's all about. And Amazon wants you to. Matter of fact, when we get into these, you're going to see, because Amazon's actually the one that kind of started this. All right. Yes. Let me ask you this. As private label sellers, and that's what most of us are, so it could be a wholesale seller too, or it could even be retail arbitrage, but not so much retail arbitrage, because wholesale and private label are where you're going to get into branding and establish it. And it's a long-term thing. In other words, I say when you do with a private label product, you want that private label product to be good, be still producing 8, 10, 15 years from now, unless something new comes up that would replace it or something like that. But what I'm saying is, like Heinz ketchup, for instance, has been the same for years. Hershey bars, those are brands that have outlasted, have lived, and that's what we're talking about as a brand, So which is the Amazon private label, or which is more, sales or brand recognition? Well, sales are what pays the bills today, but brand recognition is what builds the business, what increases the business, and what makes the business valuable. Because if you're just going by sales, what you sell this week or something, and it's not sellable. I mean, the product is sellable, but the business is not sellable. And I hope I get that down. And then to those people that are doing retail arbitrage and that, it's you're doing a job. And I'm not criticizing. I know a lot of you out there are making a lot of money, and that's okay. That's really okay. It is. But you got to realize that when you're done or something happens, you get in an accident or something like that, your income's going to stop because you're not doing anything that's sellable. Okay. When you build a brand, you're building something that's sellable. That brand, if you start out today, a few years down the road can be worth a lot of money. And there's people out there looking to buy brands and they'll buy it in a heartbeat. If you can show them the amount of money you're making and what you're making, you can sell it. And that's what I've done for years. So stick with us. We're going to get there. So sales or brand recognition, which's more important? Which would you rather sell, a bottle of cola or a bottle of Coke? Everything given away, I'm going to give you either your choice between a bottle of cola, and a bottle of Coke. And I'm going to put you on the street corner in New York City. And I want the faster you can sell, the better off you're going to be. The more you're going to reward it like that. So which would you rather sell, a bottle of Coke or a bottle of cola? Well, I think without a doubt, you're going to choose a bottle of Coke because of the brand recognition, and all that. Coke has spent millions and millions and millions of dollars in brand recognition. They've made some mistakes. Remember, they had the new Coke years ago. I don't know how long. It's been quite a while now, I guess. But they've made some mistakes along the way. All companies do, and that's okay. You learn from your mistake, and you know what a mistake is. It's just one more step closer to not perfection, but success is a mistake. So, what can I tell you? So one more time, like I say, sales are present, and brand recognition is your future. It's really simple. Jeff Bezos, he's the Amazon founder, said brand names are more important online than they are in the physical world. And that was kind of hard for me to believe, but then I got to thinking about it and seeing what he was saying, because I'm telling you, and like I say, we did this hangout, what was it? It's been maybe over a month ago, maybe 5-6 weeks ago. Anyway, on brand recognition and following Amazon, because Amazon, his goal is to become the #1 seller of retail goods in the world. and they keep expanding as they expand to Europe, as they expand to Asia, as they expand to all those places. They're going to take your brand, providing you want to go. You don't have to, providing you want to go. They're going to take your brand and make it a world-class brand. And that's what I think. That's exciting when you get about it. When you grab that and you get it down into here and you understand that, you'll understand there's no better place to be now than to be doing private label on Amazon. So what can I tell? And especially if you're young and just getting started. You know, if you're an old, I call myself an old fart, you know, I guess that's all right to say on here. But anyway, you know, I'm probably not going to be around 20, 25 years from now. What can I tell you? It's just the law of gravity. I guess you got to go down. I don't know what you call it. Law of something. Anyway, but it is. But I'm not trying to be things. But brand names are more important. And if you listen to some of those other hangouts that I've did where I've explained that and that, to be part of Amazon right now, this is so precious, guys. You are in the right place at the right time, believe me. So brand names are more important. So in May 2010, now Amazon launched their web store revisions. Up until that time, you just put your products on Amazon and you sold them. Well, Amazon realized that most of these brands that people were building, they kind of needed a separate store to separate themselves a little bit from Amazon and to create their own identity. They wanted, you know, to provide a platform for their sellers to have their own kind of like shop in that. So Amazon started Amazon web store business. Well, the purpose of the Amazon stores was, the idea was to give small independent retailers the opportunity to set up stores and sell their products directly on Amazon's website. That was the whole purpose of it. And they started out and they really promoted it. Back then, when you logged into your Seller Central account, man, you were always bombarded. They're on the bottom of the thing, and sometimes they change it around the location or something like that. But there was always an ad to start a web store. Start a web store. You need a web store, you know, and all that. So Amazon did all that. But the problem was, by March 2015, only a few thousand retailers were using Amazon web stores. As a matter of fact, one trade magazine says the number was closer to just 100 vendors, 100 different web stores. Amazon's never really said, and that's all right, doesn't have to. But the point of it is, it wasn't succeeding. Amazon thought this was what we needed, or you know what brands need, and it was what the brands need is exposure, recognition, and you know, to get the excitement going, that they're separate from Amazon, that being that Terry's Blue Widgets is a neat company, but it's part of the Amazon selling group, you know, but it's different from Amazon, and that's what they try to do. But the problem was, shoppers never left Amazon's website when searching for a product. People would come to the website, and if they were looking for Blue Widgets, the algorithm at that time did not send them to off of Amazon site to the Amazon web store. It sent them to the people selling Blue Widgets on Amazon site. So the thing of it is, if you had a web store, your products were never shown on the Amazon site. And the people knew that if they left Amazon, because at that time, man, Amazon was really pushing Prime and pushing all this stuff, that if they went off the website and went to those other stores like that, then they weren't entitled to the Prime benefits and a lot of the Amazon benefits, which really make Amazon worthwhile. So that's one of the reasons that when like I say, when you type Blue Widgets in the web bar, you were not showed an Amazon store. You were showed those people that were selling Blue Widgets on Amazon. And then beside all that, every web store looked exactly the same. You know, if you saw one, you saw them all, because they were all the same templates. They weren't like we're going to get into have different templates and all that. They were all the same thing. So it was kind of a nondescript you had a web store there, but it really wasn't doing anything, and people weren't going over there because they weren't excited for one thing. They were just looking at the same old blah, different things like that, and so it was bad. It was bad. So what can I say? The problem was, and as I said right there, so Amazon stopped accepting new web stores. Matter of fact, they sent web store owners an email telling them they had, I think that's 15 months, yes, 15 months to find a new platform. In September, then, Amazon encouraged web stores users to ship their business to Amazon's preferred migration partner. Boy, I get a little tongue-tied here tonight. Sorry about that. So this is what happened. They closed down. They gave them 15 months to find a new platform to sell on, because there was 2 or 3 at that time, or maybe more than that. I don't know exactly how many things. And they gave you your choice. But the thing of it is, as they got into it, Amazon found that some of those places out there were really doing their customers bad and everything else. So Amazon got to, and they came up with Amazon's preferred migration partner, and Shopify. That's where we come in tonight about Shopify. Shopify is Amazon's preferred migration partner. Matter of fact, if you have a web store, you've gotten all kind of things from Amazon. It's the point, I think you need to do about 3 clicks, and your shop will go from Amazon's platform to Shopify, and you'd be integrated right in. Why did Amazon do that? Because they know that Shopify is the best out there, and they want the best for their customers, because they want your loyalty, and they want to earn your loyalty. And one of the things is, because when Amazon recommends something, I take it, because I'm telling you, they want you to grow. They want you to be successful, because they know that your success is their success. It's just that simple, folks. It's just that simple. So Shopify. So why Shopify? Well, the built-in speed and security for hosting. In other words, fast. And we're talking about screaming fast, and that is important, because there's did I put it down? No. Yes, there is. Most studies show that people will only wait up to 4 seconds for a site to load. Now, 4 seconds, it probably takes me about 1-2 seconds to get a drink of water. And a lot of people are that impatient that they'll switch just like that. And I can tell sometimes here it does, because people are watching, and all of a sudden they'll take a drink or something like that, and my viewer count goes down. Well, I know what it is. They're impatient. What I'm saying is not tickling their ears or whatever, and so they're off to something, the next biggest and baddest thing. So what can I tell you? But that's the problem. Most studies show that people will only wait up to 4 seconds for a site to load, and that's the reason, man. You need a site to load fast. I know in my own on the course, it's one of the reasons back 4 or 5 months, something like, almost by the first year, something like that. I moved it to a faster server. I had to. The pages were really loading slow, because on my the course site, I think there's something like there's well over 300 videos on there right now. And so if you get a lot of people on there playing videos at one time, it cuts down the thing. So we went to the fastest and, biggest server we could find at GoDaddy right now. And I'm happy with it. The pages are loading fast, and all that. It's not perfect. Is it perfect? No, because the moment we set it up, there was something else that came out, which is probably going to add to that, which would make it better. And so we got to keep up. That's one of the things. If you have a website, you have to keep up with the speed. You have to keep up with what's new. Something that's 2-3 years old is probably not the best. Not that you have to change all the time. You got to do your due diligence and find out what's going on. But you need to make sure that your site is up and running. So what to say here, every 1/10 of a second that a customer waits for your pages to load is a second that they might very well leave and go to your competition. And I know you think I'm kidding, but it's not, folks. It's not. People don't want to wait. We live in the instant generation. You put a coffee into a microwave, or if you got a lot, you do it. But if you're like me, you make one pot and you pour it in a day, and you stick it in the microwave. And years ago, it was a long time in the microwave. Now it's fast, and it gets faster all the time as they build the new microwaves. And that's just the same way with the servers that we keep our sites on. Like I say, 6 months ago, the site my business is on right now, the privatlabelselling.com, was the best there was. And I'm sure there's probably something that's probably better than that now. I haven't looked because I'm still well satisfied with what I got, and hopefully it'll last for a couple of years, and then I'll have to migrate again. But that's just part of being in business, part of going. So, and then a site, especially when you're doing credit cards and stuff like that, you have to be super secure. Your credit card processing has to be number one. We read not every night on the news, but how many nights do we read about this company's being broken, compromised? Their records are being compromised and all that. And so you also need to route your customers' credit cards through extra layer of security, to remain PCI compliant and process credit cards. Many stores outsource payments to a third-party vendor, such as PayPal or Google Wallet. But even that connection can be slowed if your store isn't set up right. I still had some problems with PayPal on my site, and I've got somebody supposed to be looking at it and setting up, because we've had problems with it. It's nothing that anybody that you were compromised or anything like that. It's nothing like that. It's just getting to process the thing exactly right. And so what can I say? So secure credit, that's Spot. Shopify is tops in that. They're one of the best. Like I say, when you go over there and go to a Shopify store and click on it, it's screaming fast. It just comes and goes. And the same way with the credit card processing, that is second to none. So what else do you need? Well, you need all the necessary features. You need integrated payments, easy way to add and remove products. Some of those stores, years ago, I tried a store, and it was like an act of God to get a product in that store, and then it didn't look right, never didn't act right, and so I gave up a long time ago. I do have a couple stores now, but but that was back then, and it was terrible. So rather than stop it, I closed them down. So what can I tell you? But Shopify is different. Easy way to add, especially is the easy way to add and remove. It's just a point and click, and you've got your product advertised, added there. The details are there. And then the neat thing about it, you can customize the look of your store. Remember, I talked to you about Amazon. That's one of the biggest complaints about the Amazon stores was they all look the same. Terry's blue widgets, same as the looks of Joe's purple clothespins. Their stores were exactly the same, and you couldn't tell, except for the product, you couldn't tell one from the other. And so it was just very unappealing, very appetizing, I'm going to say. So going to want to have the solid, easy to improve analytics to track everything. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied here. In other words, that's what you get with Shopify. You get a software, you can put Google Analytics. You want to track, or whether it's Google or some other, you can track every one of the people that comes on your site, how long they stay on the site, which click about, where do they hover over, what do they do, what do they look at, and all that. And all that is crucial anymore to selling your product. It's stuff you got to have. And that's the necessary features. All the necessary features you can get, what I would say, big commerce or something like that, and they don't have near the stuff that Shopify's got. And Verizon's or whatever it is, I'm not going to talk back about anybody. They are what they are, and you're welcome to go check them out. I'm not, I'm really not trying to sell anything, but I'm just talking about Shopify and why Shopify is Amazon's migration partner. In other words, they recommend you go to Shopify for the really simple, because they work, they provide top-notch quality features and benefits and everything else. So, there's a link over there in the right. You can go or afterwards you'll find a link underneath the video in privatelabelselling.com where you can go check them out. I just invite you to go check them out, but you're going to want, that's the analytics part, because analytics are important. Guys, when I first started back, it's been almost 20 years now on the internet, something like that. Man, there was nothing like this. And that's where you put something up and boy, just almost everybody, believe me, we used to do, what do we do? Article marketing and that back there. And man, you post an article and man, it was just scraped up and taken all over the internet in a matter of a couple hours and all that. And now it's down to, you got to have the right CEO, the right stuff and all that. And it's all Shopify provides that. And believe me, the CEO factor itself is worth the price and the setup fee, because to try to do it yourself is a nightmare. Believe me, I know, because I have tried. I have done SEO for as long as it's been around. So like I say, article marketing, I stopped with that, and some of the other stuff. So excuse me just a minute. And then what great customer support. What good is having a website or anything if you don't have great customer support? Building it and running it yourself, you have no one to turn to. What can I tell you, except those big developers that spend bukus, they charge you bukus of money, and they'll go and they'll fix the product and they're gone. So you don't really have anybody you can turn to, anybody you can trust to on those sites. And sometimes when you break down on a weekend or something like that, a lot of those other places, they won't even answer the thing until Monday morning, which I don't really blame them. I can't say that, but not so with Shopify. You're going to be there. If you got a problem, you're going to get it taken care of. So they've got awesome customer service. Like I say, I'm getting tongue-tied tonight here, guys. Huge database of, in other words, what happens, they get a problem or something, they figure out the thing, so they put the problem and the answer in the thing so you can check through it and run through. And a lot of times by the time you it's just fast, and it's interesting because you can get exactly what you need. So marketing. What good is an online store if you can't get anyone to show up? That's what marketing is for, and is something that Shopify really excels at. It brings back what I've said for over a year and a half on this program, that the shelves of Amazon are full of some of the greatest products in the world. And the problem is nobody knows about it and nobody's buying it. They're just sitting there collecting long-term storage fees for Amazon. And you got to realize that it's not like when you first started years ago, you could put a product on Amazon and it was pretty much going to sell, unless it was really doggy doo-doo or something like that. But you understand what I'm saying. Unless it was a really dog of a product, it was going to sell. And believe me, there were some people back there that, well, there still is as far as that goes, to try to sell bad products or doggy products. And you're going to, you try that and you're going to get what you pay for. It's not what, you're going to get what you give out is what you're going to get in return, is what I'm trying to say. And so, but we're not talking about that tonight. We're talking about, you got a product, you want it to be a good product and a great product, like we teach you in the course. You take a good product that's selling good on Amazon, you make that product better, you package it and label that product under your own brand and your own label, and you put it on there and you sell it on Amazon and you do good. Why? Because you went through all those other steps. You didn't just take a product and take it and stick it on Amazon and then expect it to do good. It doesn't work that way, guys. You got to find a product that's selling good, that's not listed very good or something. There's a lot of them in there. I went through with a student this week or something like that, and I think we found 7 or 8 in about an hour or something like that really work. That was got one little picture over here. No, on the bullet points, they were listed of all features. Believe me, I keep saying this, people do not buy features. People buy benefits. And I learned that years ago. But I'm surprised that if I look through the Amazon, and I'll bet you that only 1 out of 10 listings have got benefits and not features in the bullet points. And yet there's so many. Well, I'm not going to. People telling you not to do it, but don't, because people buy benefits and not features. A hot cup of coffee is a feature. A benefit is a hot cup of coffee will make you feel so warm and keep you warm in the winter. Now we're in the summer or something like that, but I like hot cup of coffee. The hotter it is, the better I like it, because it keeps my body cool, I guess, or something. Or maybe I'm just a weirdo guy, but I like hot coffee in the summer anyway. But that's what we're talking about. If you can't get anyone to show up, read what I'm saying. What good is an online store if you can't get anyone to show up? That's what marketing is for, and that's something that Shopify really excels at. Your store is going to be better. Your store is going to show up. Shopify does a great job. Now you've got to do something too, and to promote your store. I'm not saying that Shopify is the magic bullet. You just have to put your product on there, and that people are going to come in by droves, buy your product, and you're going to be all set, and you can just sit there and smoke Roytan cigars or whatever you smoke. But it doesn't work that way, and it's not going to work that way. Shopify does some great SEO to make sure your stores are out there, but you're going to have to do other SEOs along with them. So I just want you to think it's not I'm not talking about a cushy thing here. That's what marketing is for, and it's something that Shopify really excels at. And then here is the clicker. Remember I told you what was one of Amazon's biggest complaints, that all the Amazon stores look the same. Well, it's not anymore, not with Shopify. Shopify runs off of a theme system. It has free themes bundled out of the box. You get it when you get. It's like if you're familiar with WordPress. I'm telling you, if you're familiar with WordPress, you install WordPress on there, and then there is, I don't know how many. There is so many different WordPress themes you can get. Some that are free. A lot of good free ones you got to look for, or there's a lot of paid themes that you want to use. I've got some free and I've got some paid. What can I tell you? It's what you want, but you got the choice is what I'm trying to say. And that's so important, because you want a website that's going to be particular to you, that's going to have your design, have your thoughts, have your product on there. And that's what you want, something you can be proud of, So Shopify runs off of a theme system. It has free themes, and then you got themes you can buy. It has a wide variety of custom-built themes to purchase through their marketplace. They've got a Shopify app store. That's going to come on there. The themes are you'll see them on there. That's part of that, and you choice to pick your theme out. So we're going to go on. That's part of the variety, and that's what makes it different. And here's the app that I was just talking about. Add-on. Shopify ads is just like with WordPress. You can buy all these apps. And especially now with Chrome, you can buy all these apps for Chrome that does all that stuff, like what do I want to say? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Where there's so many Chrome apps that I keep something to say PureFly, and that's not. That's an affiliate company. So anyway, you know what I'm talking about. There's Chrome apps, and I had my thing. I've probably got 10 or 15 of them up there in my bar, but you can't see the bar because I got the program up there. So, but you know what I'm talking about. And they're there. Some of those apps are free. More effective, majority of them are free, but some you're going to have to pay a couple bucks for. It's just like WordPress, like I say. And they've got an app store like WordPress has got, and you can go there and pick out the apps you want and just make it go. So what can I say? Shopify platform, and that's basically it now. As you notice, let's go back over to the beach. I like to be on the beach. It's I will hold it here. Try the boat. No, I'm having trouble tonight again. Let's see what happens. No, hold on a minute. There we go. There's on the boat. All right. So I've boosted the RAM and everything else. I've got the most I can possibly get, and I'm still having trouble with my this background and everything is XSplit Broadcaster, which is one of the best. But for some reason, I've been having trouble with it. So this is the boat, and here's the beach if we can get it. Yes, there's the beach. I like being on the beach instead of the boat. Let's go, and we're over to the beach, and what can I say? That is kind of it as far as why Shopify. Now listen, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not saying that Shopify is for everybody. It's not, especially if you're just starting out and you've got maybe one or two products in there, or you don't have your brand established. You're still not quite figured out exactly what brand you're going to go and how many products you're going to have and all that. And that's okay. There's no hurry. But it also means you don't have to be worrying about getting a Shopify store right now. Get that settled. Take care of your basics. Get your products in, get those products moving, get your products on Amazon, get your products on eBay. You can get your products wherever you can. And then later on, after you're going on that, take advantage of Shopify. It's going to be there. But say, if as Amazon invites you to go with them in other countries, go, for God's sakes. That's it. Anytime you can increase your sales and all that, and go, because Amazon is going to take you to the ends of the world. Like I say, Amazon is going to be the #1 retailer in the world. I'm not telling you anything most people don't know. If you look at the stock market, you watch Mornings with Maria or anything like that, any program like that, Amazon is off. They're going to be, and why not ride on their coattails? They're inviting you. They need you just as much as you need them, because when they go in, they want to take all the brands with them, and the brands they work with. So that's what I'm trying to say. Take advantage of it. I've got the Shopify thing over there on the right. I'm going to click over here because I didn't bring the chat up, and I'm sorry, I forgot about it. Usually I did, but the problem is when I bring the chat up, I cannot see it when I'm doing a PowerPoint anyway. So, but if anybody's got questions to ask me, right up there in the corner, you're going to find the chat. Enter your message down below. It'll come up so we can all see it, and I'd be glad to answer any questions, whether it's about Shopify or whether it's about anything else concerning Amazon you want to talk about, or if you want me to talk about politics, I'll talk about politics too. I'm glad it's finally, seems like it is ending down. Maybe it won't. I don't know, but hopefully, what can I tell you? It's been I won't say funny, but it's been comical what's been going on, and I'll stay with that. So, Shopify. Like I say, when I first started out, there wasn't anything like it. It's just like when I first started out, there wasn't WordPress. I built websites. I built over 100 some websites on a program that isn't even around anymore, and what was a what you see, what you get editor and all that, and built some great websites. I thought they were anyway, and people bought from them, so I guess they were good websites, as you would call it. And now with a WordPress, and you just put some the theme on that one, and the theme you want, and put it in and do a little tweaking, couple hours tweaking, and you can have a great looking website, And so you just put the content on there right now. But that's not the way with WordPress. You can build a store with WordPress, but believe me, the work you have to go through and integrate the shopping cart, integrate this, integrate that, takes a lot of work. It's probably a lot of work that you don't understand, so you're going to have to study each one of those and get it down, and eventually you can probably get it. But I guarantee you can get it, do the best you can, and it's not going to look anywhere near as great as the Shopify thing does. So that being said, I don't know. It's like I say, I've got it open for question and answers there, and I'll be glad to. If not, I'm not going to be bashful. I'm going to sign off tonight because not for any reason. I'm just having a good time, but I'm not going to sit here and just, listen to myself. I'm going to have a drink of water now. And like I've said before, that now, excuse me, we started here about a month ago of putting links underneath every of the Google Hangouts that we do, and where they're all listed over at privatelabelselling.com. On the top right-hand bar, right corner up there, it's going to view past Hangouts. You click on that, it gives you your choice between the last 3 years and which Hangouts you want. So you choose 16, go to today's date, and you're going to see this Hangout. It's there. You can watch it today, tomorrow, a month from now, a year from now, whenever it's going to be there. And underneath, it's going to have the link for Shopify. If we talk about anything else, then it'll have the link in there, So you don't have to worry about taking notes and all that. Just sit back and relax. And you see, like I'm doing right here at the beach, I'm having a good time. What can I tell you? So, like I say, we still have time. And if somebody wants to ask me a question, I will be glad to answer any questions you've got. If not, why, we're probably going to sign off here in a little bit, because just sitting here trying to make up things to say to kill time is, it's not very exciting for me. What can I tell you? Okay, I tell you, I guess I really don't have too much more to say. I pretty much said it all. I think Shopify is a good deal. If you're ready for a store, like I said, if you're on your first product, no, Shopify is not for you. You need to wait. You need to start your band, get your brand going and all that, and then you get yourself a Shopify store. But if you're a thing where you've got 3 or 4 products, your brand picked out and everything, then I would consider a Shopify store. It's just that simple. If you're an experienced seller with a lot of products, definitely you want a Shopify store. So with that being said, I am going to sign off tonight. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for all the other stuff and bearing with me that we missed last week and all that. So you have a good week, and we shall